Animal vegetable oils. Vegetable oils. Is it possible that the coffee extract oil is a vegetable? I'm not that well versed, so I keep on going. So open up the chapter and I go straight to the 1515 and I just see what it says. And if it says nothing, then it's too bad. Because I do not have the copy available. Okay, there it is. So it says other meaning they're not previously provided. Fixed vegetable fats and oils, including jojoba oil. Anyone knows what jojoba oil is? What does jojoba oil mean? May. You know that. Jojoba oil. sounds like Caribbean tropics to me. Jojoba. So I don't know. Here we do not know, right? Many people wouldn't know. And other fractions, whether not refined but not chemically modified. It's not chemically modified, right? At least we're not told it is. Well, unless mechanical process. Well, but mechanical is not chemical. Is it refined? Well, it doesn't matter because it says whether or not, right? Learn to read. Whether or not means it doesn't matter. You can just cross it out. And is it fixed vegetable fat or oil not listed elsewhere? I don't know. It is possible. It's a possibility, but I'm not sure. I will have to do more research. And right now, I don't have a luxury to do all that research. So I'll just put a question mark over it and just continue my inquiry. So next, 1801. That's the next one in the middle. 01. You know, because it takes so much to load, I might as well open the other ones. 2101 and chapter 9. Okay, so 18 is our next candidate. 1801 is what we're looking for, so we skip down to 1801 and we see provision for Eileen, what does it say? Cocoa beans. Are coffee beans and cocoa beans, is it the same thing? When you buy cocoa powder, are you going to the coffee aisle? You may, right? But are you getting coffee? No, you're getting cocoa, right? It's a distinct product. Cocoa. I'm not talking about cocaine. That's different. Classification for cocoa leaf? That's a good question, but I haven't seen the customs examiner's answer. So, but I used to have a math teacher from Hawaii, and he was very big on this whole freedom of speech thing. And to him, to smoke marijuana was expression of freedom, protected by the First Amendment. So he would always give us exam questions where we had to figure out the force of a person, of the bartender in Amsterdam, where the marijuana is legal. We had to calculate the force that it takes to take the pound of marijuana, pick it up, and put it on the counter so you can take it home. And this was a real mathematics questions. So as you can imagine, after taking his class, I decided to become licensed customs broker. But coca is not coffee. Okay, I think we can all agree on that. Can we agree on this, man? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so let's, so 1801 is not good. So while here we could leave a question mark because we have a universe of information which we do not know. Here we probably do know. So sounds like here our play with the first choices did not pay off because we're not sure about this one, yet we still have other 3 questions to look at. So what's the point? The point is this is not a sure strategy, but it's a strategy. At least you had to have a starting point. Instead of starting here every time, you have a strategy to find out what answer based on this analysis. And if I don't know, again, going back to mathematics, anyone here enjoys mathematics or is an avid mathematician? No? I was having a conversation with one avid mathematician, professional mathematician, and we were talking about the probability theory, right? So if you were, the question is this: you have I pick an answer. It was a game we played, right? I pick an answer from a number from 0 to 100, right? Any number, and you have to, in least number of ways, find out. So let's say I pick a number, and you have to find out what number I pick, and you have number of questions to ask me. The goal is to ask as little questions as possible to get you to that number. And in my answer, I have to say less or more, less or more. That way, I can at least close down to the correct answer. So, the best, what's the best strategy to do? Do you start? Is it 1, and I have to say more, or is it? Yeah, many people would say 50, right? But that's not really true. Yeah, I can say more or less, right? But that's not really true. The best, after many times, again, there is no sure. This is a question of probability. The best question to ask is it 75? Yeah. Because if I pick more, then I have less variations. If I pick less, I pick 25, right? But here, I can immediately narrow down, and I have a choice. Again, this was based on just analysis of many questions, and there may be a human factor involved into this, but 75 is the first question you would ask, not the 50. Right? So what's the point of this? The point of this, so this strategy is not absolute, right? So for this reason, I'm going to 2101. Unfortunately, D and E gives the same heading, so customs examiners decided to have some pity on me, and I say, okay, we'll give you one heading. 2101. Uh-oh, still loading. What's wrong with the internet? Uh-oh. Okay, if the page is not available, oh, there you go. (2101). Very first word we see. Let's read. It's the very first word. And this is, remember the buzzwords, right? This is like the buzz, extract, you know, like, that's right there. And this is your eureka moment, right? You're like, yes. So that's probably an extract. Looks like I'm in the right place. Essences. Well, we know it's not an essence, right? But it doesn't matter because it lists essences. Of coffee, wow. Look at this. We know it's made out of coffee beans, so it's of coffee, right? Tea or mate. And preparations. Wow, look. Preparations with basis of this product. So it's pretty broad. And then you have all this listing, and you have semicolon. Semicolon means it starts a new category, right? So you have extracts of coffee. That's all you need to know. You have extract of coffee, right? And then you have roasted coffee substitute and extracts and concentrates thereof. So pretty much you have extracts in coffee. These are the buzzwords. Because you have coffee oil, which is an extract of coffee beans produced through mechanical processes. So this looks good. This looks better than that cryptic 15 words, right? So, okay, I like it. I like it. What's the next thing? Chapter 9. Yes. I want to see, before I go in, right? So this is like question minus for me. I'm not sure. It just gives me too much irrelevant information, which I cannot say it's true, but I cannot say it's false unless I spend so much time and figure it out, which I don't have. But coffee oil, which is extract, sounds very good. I kind of like 2101. Let me check chapter 9, just in case, for the peace of mind, and then I can move on. And I tell you what I mean by moving on in a second. Chapter 9. So chapter 0901. Can everyone see? Let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay. Coffee. Roasted. What decaffeinated. So this is more like a raw product, right, that you buy. Right? You buy off the shelf to drink. This is not a further down. This is more like coffee bean stuff, right? Roasted coffee beans, right? So it's at the very beginning, just like we anticipated in the overall understanding of the Harmonized Tariff Schedule, where the more basic stuff begin early on. It actually conforms to that. And because it talks about this stage of production before mechanical properties take on, I'm not looking in the right place. So for this reason, because it's coffee beans, I'm too early. I'm safe to cross this out. So 190901 can be crossed out. Okay? Because it talks about the roasted coffee beans. Everyone sees that? And it's way at the beginning. So this inquiry 15.21.01. I don't like 15.15 because it just has a bunch of weird descriptions. So 21.01 is the choice. All right. 21.01. Once I have to choose between 21.01 and 21.01, I kind of move ahead. So I'm no longer in the headings. I am in the subheadings world. And those of you that remember the end of my last class, remember the step-by-step methodology where you have to compare this before you move to this. Then you have to compare this before you move to this. All right? So you have to, before you move on, you have to engage in a comparison loss at the same level. Let's mirror 21, 29, 21, 31. Notice, this is the same, this is the same, this is the same. The only thing that's different is 29 and 31. This is my battleground. It's also, what is called, this is heading, this is first level subheading, this is a second level subheading. What's this name? It's statistical suffix. You still apply same rules to statistical suffix. You prefer one to another. So first thing we have to do is we have to see 210111 provides for extracts. Okay, we have a coffee extract. So here we're still good. Extract 2101. 2121. Notice here it's the same. So instant coffee, not flavored. Extract for instant coffee. Everyone see? So this is the broad. This is more general, right? Does anyone recall the question? Does it have anything about instant coffee? Yeah? So it sounds like right on point so far, right? So extracts, instant coffee matches. So now we know we probably are in the right place. The question is which one? 29 or 31? Before you jump into this, I hear some thoughts. But I am right now more curious about the process, not the result. Why is that? Because what are you doing here? So you have 29. First of all, you have to compare to, you know it's extracts, you know it's instant coffee, for instant coffee, right? And you know it's not flavored because it doesn't have any of that stuff, right? So next thing we need, the next question is it decaf or not, or is it not decaf or decaf? That's the next question you have to ask. And we know it's not decaf, right? So it's not here. And because it's not here, neither 31 or 39 are applicable. So this is the end of your inquiry. And whoever said 29 is right because it's under the rubric of not decaffeinated. Yep, that's the answer. What? Does not contain any essential oil.
But portions of the oil. And not mention any oil from there. Still do calculation for that one. The portion of the.
So, coffee oil, that's a label. We deal with a lot of labels. Remember I asked you about ADP and a computer, right? I automated the bridges and pens, right? Move away your